This review is of the Tool Shop Folding Utility Knife, model number 243-2933. It's got a push button blade changer. It folds like a pocket knife, locks open and closed, aluminum handle, stainless steel belt clip, guaranteed forever. Wow. Okay, that's pretty brave. It's made in China. Let's see, is there anything else? Locks open and closed for safety. Thumb stud provides easy one-handed opening. And the stainless steel pocket belt or pocket slash belt clip is removable. And in order to change the blade, there's a button you can push to remove it. You can also use that button to change its positioning slightly. You should, and they warn you. Here are the warnings. Okay, so I've already cut the package open. Please make sure to be careful because it's like this, and it's a brand new razor blade. You definitely do not want to catch your finger on this. And as you can see, you pushed. Why is it? Okay, this is getting on my nerves now. There we go. Push down on this button right here, not the big one, the small one. And then you can close it with just one hand, as it says. You can also push down and open it because it's got this thing here that allows you to easily do that, even if your hand is wet or something like that, or oily. And it fits. It's too small for my hand, quite honestly. Not that I'm surprised, but it's. I wish it was somewhat bigger. Nevertheless, I think it's pretty good. Now, as far as wow, this thing is just getting on my nerves. As far as changing the blade is concerned, you're going to use this thing right here. This part here is actually what holds the blade in place. And if you remember what the top of a razor blade looks like, there are two slots in the top of the razor blade that are shaped just like that part there. Good golly, knock it off. Oh my God, the thing drives me nuts. All right, so to do it, you have to push really hard and really hard, really hard. Yeah, it is not exactly the easiest thing to accomplish. There we go, finally. So since there are two of these, good golly, knock it off, you stupid camera. Since there are two of these slots like this, that means you can adjust the position of the blade in the knife for more or less exposure of the blade. And you're going to push down, and when you slide it, it'll be stuck in the first position. So you have a longer blade. You slide it again while pushing down. It'll lock into the second position, and there's really no space for it to go any further than that. So, again, camera, I hate you. I wish I had patrons who wanted to fund me so that I can do a lot more product reviews. Okay. Tired of that camera. It's driving me nuts. And so I'm going to take it to this side and say, you better be careful with this. So just like a regular utility knife, well, I was going to show a regular utility knife, which is a fixed handle that's larger than this, and you have either a sliding thing for your thumb or a button, usually a slider though, to allow it to go out and in. There are the cheap ones that are really not appropriate for serious work, and then there are the metal ones that are sturdy. Unfortunately, one of my kids has borrowed it and not put it back. What a surprise! Teenagers! Yay! All right. So anyways, it's extremely easy to open. There's very little resistance when you do that. And honestly, you don't even have to do anything to get it to close partially, except for to wiggle it like that to have gravity or not actually gravity, the force of it moving to, I've forgotten the name of that force. Gosh darn it all. Acceleration. The acceleration of it moving and then stopping. It won't go all the way. It won't go all the way the other way, but you know, you can do that. So is there anything about this I don't like? Well, there are these 3 little bolts in here that, so theoretically, if somehow you manage to get the blade jammed in there and you can't get it out, you can open it up again. And that's great. I like that. And I like that it came with a brand new, very sharp blade. I'm not going to experiment on myself to show you guys. Sorry. I also, I think it looks nice, and it's got some grip on it here. I think I could have had more of that grip, honestly. But I don't know. If you are a handyman or a carpenter or a somebody who works with drywall or something like that, and you use something like this, what do you think about the handle? I'd like to know what your thoughts are. The clip for me doesn't really get in my way. I think it's going to be a little bit more awkward for a left-handed person, but I think it's still doable. So if you're a lefty, let me know also what you think. I'm a little bit concerned for left-handed people that this is going to be irritating, so you're probably going to want to remove it. But you have to have the right kind of screwdriver to remove those hex bolts. It's great that the clip is made of stainless steel, because if it was made of aluminum, it would break off. On the one hand, it's great that the outer portion of the handle is made of aluminum. That makes it a lot lighter. I don't know, but on the inside, you can see that there are stainless steel plates reinforcing the aluminum, because that aluminum is too thin to actually be safe. It would probably break. So that's also good. I'm not really sure whether this kind of serrated edge here is useful or not. I suppose it might be. Would I want to carry this in my pocket? I don't know. I guess it would depend on what I was doing and whether I had other things in my pocket that might, cause the button to be bumped hard enough or pushed down hard enough for long enough that it would open in my pocket. In general, I think it would be safe. You don't want to go to the airport with it, because they'll confiscate it and not give it back to you unless you put it in your checked luggage. But I think, whereas a traditional utility knife is going to be much bigger, take up more space, and there's the risk of the slider getting bumped as well. And I think probably that's maybe more likely than this button, because the amount of force that I'm using on this. But then again, with a slider, it may actually be safer, because not only do you have to push it down just like this, you also have to then slide it. That provides more of a double action to prevent it from opening in your pocket, whereas this is only the single action. So I think maybe actually this is a little bit more dangerous in your pocket. If you've got a workman's apron or the leather belt that workmen use and women, work people use to carry their utility knives around with them, then this would definitely be a perfect place for that. Yeah, so I like it. I haven't got any reason to do any experimentation with it right now, but given that we've got it's good. At this point in time, without having actually used this product, I would suggest seeing if this product is on Project Farm. He does a lot of great reviews and comparisons of products. Otherwise, I would say I'll give this a. It's pretty light, maybe 1 pound. Hold on, let me find out. I'll weigh it. It is 4 ounces, which would be about 130-ish grams. So it's pretty light. So I think, overall, the only thing I don't like about it is I wish that it was a bit bigger. However, having said that, I will point out that they sculpted the end here so that my pinky does fit over this fairly nicely. So as you can see, it just barely sticks out the end. And I think that honestly, unless you've got a really, really big hand, mine isn't exactly a small hand, but if you've got a really big hand, you may find this uncomfortable to use. However, I think, in tight spots, it's better to have a shorter utility knife rather than a larger one that's going to, like if you're working in somewhere where you can't remove something and you're cutting, you might find that a longer one's going to bump up. Like if you're between two planks or something like that and you're working in there with this knife, it's not going to hit, whereas a longer utility knife is going to hit. So, so at least they put some ergonomic thought into this. So I'll give this an 8.5. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.